Shampoo is shampoo, soap is soap. They do the exact same functions. They clean and they maintain hygiene. But when you enter the store and you go into the shelves and you compare the prices for such items that are marketed towards men and women, there is an interesting phenomenon where the ones that are marketed towards women are priced higher, but there is no extra benefit. This is known as the pink tax. This is not a tax set by the government, but rather a pricing strategy set by companies to upscale and upraise a product targeted towards a woman without providing any extra benefits. They're just rebranding and repackaging a product. And my name is Stacy Ivanchikova, and today I'm going to be presenting about how has the pink tax affected you. Next, let's get into our statistics. On average, women pay approximately $2,381 more than a man does for the same goods and services per year. And this can add up to approximately $1,888 in pink tax over an average woman's lifetime. This is from Unbiased 2026. So this issue doesn't only apply to personal body items such as these ones, it also applies to everyday essentials, such as the clothing on our backs, food, some toys, and school supplies. So this doesn't affect, luxury items. This affects everyday existence. And examples of such markups include personal items. This is around 13%. Then if you have apparel, so all the clothing, which is about 8% compared to men's, that includes shirts, that includes tailoring, that includes jeans especially, and then our toys and accessories for the kids, so that includes bikes, scooters, sports equipment, everything else that is marketed differently towards men and women. This is upscaled 47%. That for me, that's a little crazy. This is from Sevest A 2019. Let's get into some of these examples. So let's start with the bottom left with the scooter. You can clearly see a 25% markup for the scooter that is pink and is targeted towards girls. And there is no actual difference between them, that just the color. Also, for the top one in the middle, for the hotel kit, right? There is a $2.40 markup for the one that is pink, but there is no difference. In the hotel kit, there is literally the same thing. The razor, soaps, whatever is included in there, everything is the same, right? For the calculators. How can you mark up the price so heavily, but you don't provide anything extra? And then even for the food, right? For the vitamin mix, nothing. Just the marketing is different. Even if it's cents, that still adds up, because when you pile things up in your cart and you go to check out, that's price that you're paying, and that plus taxes, so it all adds up, and this does create a heavy financial burden for women. Statistically speaking, and a lot of statistics show that the financial burden for women, and it also affects the pay gap, right? We all know the wage gap, and it's like, okay, we're already struggling with so many things, and then you're adding so many other things on top. So let's talk about the cause and effects of this issue. We have gendered marketing strategies, right? Marketing is everything, but this creates a separate product for men and women, and this leads to consumers thinking it's more personable, so there is a price to pay that is different. But do we really need a different toothpaste? I don't know about that. Perceived value and branding. So women are charged more for aesthetics and branding. That includes scents, the soaps, all that stuff. And this really does increase the overall cost of living for a woman, because statistically speaking, women do earn less than men throughout their work. And actually, we women on average earn 82 cents to a man's dollar. And this can be found in rockwellsrampage.com. This will also be my citations. There is also a big lack of regulations. So this allows companies to continue to price differentiate, and some enforcements can be difficult. Yes, there are states that have done this, including California and New York, but this is limited, right? It's not everywhere like it should be. And then lastly is gender norms. Throughout the history, women were perceived to stay at home and take care of the kids and their appearance, and such stereotypes about women's appearance and influences, they still impact how companies market their products today. So who has the biggest potential impact? Legislators, so this includes the government, of course, are the key stakeholders because they have the power to create laws and to regulate them, right? They have the power to prohibit gender-based pricing discrimination and increase pricing transparency from the companies to the consumers. So we do have a free market, but there are rights to really make sure that there's boundaries within this, and the freedom is not absolute. So these companies do have to be more transparent about why they're charging more or less. This is my solution. As there is shampoos for men that are 3-in-1, this is my 3-in-1 solution to the pink tax. First is, of course, with government regulation at both the federal and the state levels to offer the most effective solution to reducing the tax. So legislation will occur in making it illegal for companies to charge different prices for products only based on gender. We really need this. Price transparency laws. As I mentioned before, this will require companies to state and explain why. Why does this cost more than this? Is it really because of how they are manufactured? Is it really because the products here are better? Or is it just because of hidden reasons? You know, we have to really think about this. And lastly is eliminating sales tax. It's already really expensive to be a human, and imagine adding tampons, pads, and other things that we need for our hygiene, but they are considered luxuries, which they're not. A lot of women struggle to buy pads and tampons because they are so expensive. So eliminating this tax would really provide women some financial relief in this world. So overall, the pink tax affects women throughout higher prices on everyday essentials. And this reflects broader issues on gender-based discrimination, the page gap, and how we basically look at the two different genders. So throughout legislation, price transparency, and the elimination of taxes on essential hygiene products, policymakers, so the government, can help create a fair marketplace for both consumers and producers, because they're not gonna lose on profit if they are telling us what is in the products, why is it more expensive. If it's justified, then I understand. And lastly, my call to action. As consumers and citizens, we have the ability to support businesses that are transparent, and we can implement and we can really ask for policies that promote equal pricing for everyone, right? We know the government doesn't move like this, but as the people, as the mass, we have the ability to strive for change. So thank you very much for listening to my presentation. I hope you learned something new, and these are my citations. So any questions, please refer to this list. And thank you. Ciao, ciao.